WaveLab really is an all-in-one, all-inclusive mastering solution. Everything from the plugins to the metering to the workflow. I mean, there's really nothing that gets in my way now of trying to master a project in WaveLab. It's just a really full-featured program, and it's got such a special set of tools that you just don't see these tools in multi-track DAWs. You may see elements of them, but if you're serious about mastering, whether you're a professional mastering engineer or if you're a mix engineer that sometimes has to master their own project, it's just, there's really nothing like it. So my name is Justin Perkins. I'm a mastering engineer. My studio, Mystery Room Mastering, is in a complex called Wire and Vice with a few other mixing and recording studios, and I basically do just mastering in this studio. Before that, I did a lot of recording and mixing throughout the state of Wisconsin at Smart Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, and some other various studios. And 2009, I moved to Milwaukee and really focused on mastering specifically. Mastering isn't an art in the way mixing is, because mixing, you have access to all the elements of the song and you can really paint this sonic soundscape in mixing. Mastering is I would say maybe a micro art. It's the art of attention to detail, it's the art of subtlety, it's the art of knowing what not to do. And another aspect of mastering is you have a fresh, objective listen to the song, because you're hearing it for the first time, sort of like a listener would. When people are mixing and producing a song, they've heard it for weeks, maybe months, maybe hundreds or thousands of times. You start to lose perspective on how other people are going to experience that song for the first time. And as a mastering engineer, you get that experience. You only get it once, just like everybody else. But when you put on that song, you get the chance to react quickly. Is there way too much low end? Oh, is it way too bright? Is there too much vocal sibilance that's hurting my ears? You get a chance to just reach for those controls, whether it's a plug-in or analog gear, and just address that right away. I mean, it's a relatively quick process. I work in WaveLab because when I was transitioning from mixing and producing into mastering, I knew that I needed a special piece of software that wasn't doing what my DAW was doing. Mastering doesn't stop at the stereo bus processing. That's part of mastering. You put processing on the stereo bus, but there's a whole lot of stuff that happens after it. So WaveLab was perfect for me because it did all the things that my DAW couldn't do. Sequencing the songs, applying the stereo processing that was needed, outputting all the formats that was needed for mastering. It's a whole different world sending out master files for distribution and production than it is just sending off stereo mixes to be approved. And so it has a really special set of tools designed just for mastering, and the workflow especially. I know some people that have to use 2 or 3 different apps to get through the mastering process, and WaveLab, especially with version 10, is designed to let you work just in one application for the entire process. There are some very exciting new features in WaveLab 10. I think people that like to use their analog gear are going to really find WaveLab 10 to be a big improvement, because the process of getting the audio in and out of WaveLab has been much improved. You can record live input to the master section and render it in different ways, but one of the main things is you can record directly onto a new track in the montage. Whatever tools you decide to use, the WaveLab montage is probably my favorite mastering environment that I've ever seen. It's just really specialized for the mastering process itself. The metering in WaveLab is so zoomed in and detailed. You can see the LUFS. There's a lot of frequency-based meters that help you out, a phase scope. A bit depth meter, which I'm sure a lot of people have never heard of even, but a bit depth meter is very useful for quality control to make sure that your processing is working as expected. A live spectrogram to help you basically see what you're listening to. So there's so many great metering options in WaveLab that the metering is worth it alone for WaveLab. WaveLab for me just creates such a frictionless workflow where I'm almost not even thinking about the software anymore. It allows me more time to think about the music, and it's basically not getting in the way. It's just such a transparent experience, and then the fact that you can just stay in one program, it helps you stay in your element and stay in the zone and focused.